So what initially inspired you to start like the bodybuilding part of it? 'Cause I know you worked out through high school, but like, what was the inspiration to be like, all right, let me get into bodybuilding?
Well, actually, I didn't have an inspiration to do it. It was my wife, Marissa. Shout out. It was her. My parents passed like suddenly, early, like out of nowhere. My dad passed first off of like just heart failure. You know, he had diabetes. He passed away, and then the year later, my mom passed away. And then I was like, and I was just letting myself go. I was just like, I wasn't working out. If I was working out, I'd just be in there just lollygagging. And then Marissa's like, yo, she's like, I see you falling off. She's like, this ain't you. She was like, look, I'm gonna put you in contact with which was one of our a good friend of mine who was a coach. Put me in contact with him. We started working out. He got me into doing my first show.
This is and that was someone you knew earlier?
Yeah, someone I knew in the gym. So he trained me for 2 shows. The first show, I was like, man, this is how I'm supposed to look. You know, it was like,
like you saw yourself, or
yeah,
you saw other people?
I saw other people. Then I seen myself. I'm like, yo, I shouldn't even be at this show. Like these dudes was like jacked, like ripped up and everything like that. It was like I just walked off the street. Like I was like, yeah.
This is in the competition?
This was in the competition, yeah.
You're already in there?
I'm already in the competition. I paid money and everything. Like, I'm already in there. I'm like,
you comparing yourself to
I'm comparing myself to other people. I'm like, man, I'm like, yo, I said, like, how is his shoulder, like, you know, got 3 different muscles on it? I'm like, oh my goodness. I said, so I'm looking at that. I'm like, look, I got to do something. So now, after those 2 competitions, I just, you know, went back to the drawing board, see what I had to do. I got with the coach that I'm with now, Fred Smalls. I got with him. We started doing shows. My first show with him was in Alexandria, Virginia. And like I'm seeing myself, I'm like, man, so this is how my meal prep and everything's supposed to be. So I see how organized, you know, the meal prep and everything and the training is supposed to be. And I followed it. And I was like, man, this is how I want to look. Like, this is how I'm supposed to look. Yeah. We did about 5 shows together. Right. Yeah, so.
I like how when you saw all those other people, you was like, damn, that's how I'm looking. I'm looking like this.
Yeah.
Some people would go one way and be like, you know, this ain't for me. Yeah. I ain't trying. You was like, nah, let's go. Let's do this. This is how I'm about to look. All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
I was about to. I was discouraged, man. I'm on that stage like.
Yeah, I think that was the point of them. Well, I don't know what it means, but I think that's part of the point of like diving into, like, people won't even take that first step.
Yeah.
You got to go in there and you got to see, yeah, all right, this ain't it. Like when I first started like YouTube, whatever, you got to fail. You got to fail first. You got to see, get your lumps and all that. Be like, all right, is it really for you?
Yeah.
That's pretty much the question I was asking answered at that moment when you was like,
yeah.
And I mean, I don't know. That's why you hump my homie, because you don't shy away from me. Like, oh, no, let's do it then. Nah, let's do it.
And that's how it was, because the first show I was like, man, this is how I'm supposed to look, and I don't look like this. So my second show, you can see the comparison.
Is that on Instagram?
It should be on my Instagram. That was my very first show, and then that was the show, our first show at the national level.
The definition, there's some lines in the that you was talking about.
So it's like, it's like, it's something. It's like you missing something. So I found that part that I was missing and just started, you know.